Yes. Good morning, good people. We want to look at personality determinants or things which influence your personality. So by the end of this lecture, one is to understand what are personality determinants and be able to list them. So they are more into three categories: biological, environmental, and cultural factors. But you'll find out there will be a lot of things under biological, and then a lot of things under environmental, and then a lot of things under cultural. So when you list them down, maybe let's say it's an exam, you have to understand that this one will represent this one and this one will represent this one. Okay, so personality is the particular combination of emotional attitude and behavioral response patterns of an individual. Combination of emotional attitude, behavioral response patterns. So there's some constancy within it. So personality, also some characteristics of personality are consistency, psychological and physiological. It's like the personality is a psychological construct, but research suggests that it also influenced by biological processes, its impact on behaviors and actions, as well as multiple expressions. Personality displayed in more than just behavior, thoughts, feelings, close relationship, and other social interactions. So under biological factors, we won't go through it slide by slide, but open there and then I will explain to you one and then you look at it. So hereditary comes with what? With genetics. You'll find out facial, what do you call it? Facial symmetries, attractiveness, temperament, muscle composition, reflexes. You inherit them from your parents or from from the host. So this approach argues that the ultimate explanation of an individual personality is more molecular structure of the genes. You see, when they say you are, it's a generational anger, all those kind of things. It's smaller, but what? Heredity. Then the brain, they say the thickness of the brain and also brain development influences personality, as well as since brain also influences the way we perceive and the way we think, as well as the way we arrange our thoughts. So it also influences what our personality. And then biofeedback, biological approach to determine personality, where physiologists and psychologists also put biological functions like brainwave, gastric, hormonal secretions, fluctuations in blood pressure, skin temperature, were beyond conscious control as well. So this biofeedback, they also gives the influence of internal rhythms of a particular body process through electronic signals that are feedback from equipment which is wired to the body. So this process can lead to a person to learn to control the body process through questions. It is one of the interesting topics for future researches in personality as well. Those biofeedback, I believe you've seen them in movies where they talk to people, what they analyze in their body mechanisms. Then physical features, as much as we understand personal external appearance, which also determine the personality. So physical features like tall, short, fat, skinny, black and white influence personal effect on others and also affect self-concept of an individual, the way you view yourself. You see there's a lot of body shaming issues rallying behind. Most of the times when you say, this woman is what and what and what, the body shaming aspect comes. I don't know why most of the times it doesn't apply to men. When most of the people see a fat guy and then they comment and then people laugh and they say, stay go. But also body shaming is not nice. It also influences how a person can see themselves. Then environmental factors, there's cultural factors, family factors, and then social factors. Environmental factors, these are quite many. Yeah, they look so simple like this, but there are quite many in terms of explanation. The cultural factors, each culture expects and trains its members in a ways that are acceptable to the group. There are norms, values, practice, customs, procedures, and regulations that go along with a certain culture, as well as significantly it influence to individual behavior compared to biological factors. And also cultural factors determine attitudes towards independent aggression, competition, cooperation, positive thinking, team spirit, as well as a host of the human being, and just discharge his or her duties towards valuable responsibilities to society. You find out most Western culture influence to Indian society. It is best example the cultural factors also determine the personality. Like for nowadays, most of the youngsters are more influenced by the Western culture of individualism. But if we go way back, that's why I find out most of the old people, people always complain like, hey, old guys, they're all rich and then they keep the riches to themselves. They are used to the what do you call it, that issue of like ants, they work together, they do everything together, even if we don't go along, but we save our common interest and common goal. So that's why I find out most of the old age group, money rally behind them because of that oneness. Now, coming back to our scenarios of nowadays, let me say I get money. The next thing is what? Me and my family, we are fine. As long as we are fine, and then we don't care about the rest. You see how it is. We are now more influenced by this individualistic society. I believe wherever it is happening, they are able to control it. But us, our societies are more about being conjoined. But maybe let's say things are changing. And then family factors. Family is the basis of your, what do you call it, of your first communication. Family also, it plays a major role since the first sphere of influence, the first society that you go along with. So the family role is also important for nurturing and personal development of children, and also the types of family, and also how the family handles itself. So family either directly or indirectly influence to person for development of individual personality. So they make it constant other abilities that you are possessing. Social factors are also major factors which influence to determine individual personality. Organizations that we join, and also other organizations that we want to be identified with can also influence, and also acquiring wide range of personality by, what do you call it, absorbed through social or organizational interaction. Socialization process also, it starts from home as well as it goes to the other environment, church, work, school, even laws which govern your country, and the international laws also influence your personalities. And then it focuses on good relationships, cooperation, coordination, and interaction among members in the society or an organization. So environmental factors, they consist of these, but they are not just only these, but they are quite plenty, but we've mentioned such for now. And then situation also further influences the effects of heredity or environment and individual personality. For instance, if you remember in organizational behavior, under leadership theories, what they call situational leaders, you see. So different demands in different situations call forth different aspects of one's personality. It has been observed that many arrogant, indisciplined employees become humble and disciplined in particular situation. So those having a criminal background may become powerful and strong administrators, dominant politicians as well. So that's about personality determinants. Our questions and activities, we have to go to the question forums where we discuss types of determinants that we have identified, and also others that you assume were left out. Have a wonderful day.